Sweet as.
Hey, Smitty. How are you, buddy?
Good, mate. All good.
Excellent.
Okay, we got 7 in the chat. Welcome, everyone.
Nice. Yes, welcome. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, sorry it was a bit slow, but Mrs. Smitty bailed me out. We had to yak about the old skids.
Yeah, parents said they're nothing but trouble.
Yeah. See Rogers there on Dinner of Champions.
Yeah, wonder if you had beetroot in that kebab.
On the kebab. Great team. Hey, Rob.
Michelle, how are
you? Mr. John Wood.
Michelle's on to me already about the whiskers.
Yeah.
I'm still on holiday, folks, so I'm playing.
That's good, mate. Don't blame you. I wish I was on holidays, but anyway. Oh, Ali Rojo. Hey, Paul, how you going? Great to see you in here.
Hey, Paul. Welcome. There's no intent with the facial hair, Rochelle, at the moment. It could be gone tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah. Awesome. I don't know if they've done their first podcast yet. I've missed it if they have.
What's that? Paul and
Paul.
Yeah, no, that was on last week and the week before. I missed it live, but I did go back and watch it. But yeah, no, they did well for their first time. It'll get better, but yeah, no, they nailed it.
Yeah,
they nailed it. So,
we'll have to suss that out later.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, how you been, mate? Like since the meetup and running into you and all, that was awesome.
It was. I wish I could get up again this year, but I'm just not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm kicking myself about the Tazzie one because that's when Mrs. Smitty's girlfriend, they're both Pisces and born in March, and they sort of pre-organised that trip to New Zealand cruise or something, and yeah, so it's not lining up properly for me. So
nah, it doesn't. Yeah. They do that, mate. Tazzie's not going anywhere. You'll get down there.
Nah, that's it. You guys are still going to be there, so
yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
It's not a big place. I'm sure I'd find you.
Yeah, well, I stick out in the crowd, mate, so I'm not going to be able to hide too well.
Can't hide under a rock, you reckon?
Roger's got our ugly mugs on a big screen. That's easy glutton for punishment.
now on Spotify as well. That's sweet,
Yeah,
Paul. 'Cause
nice.
I've
Well
got
done, Paul.
Spotify, and I'll fucking punch you in, and if I missed your show, I'll fucking have a crack at it.
Oh, I missed. Oh, Rob's in too. Hi, Rob. Sorry, mate, I didn't see you pop in there.
We've got a huge head on TV.
I got a head for radio, so that's a bit scary.
Yeah, that's what she said. Awesome. Well, next weekend I'm off to the Vets Rally in Pearlbrook, which is over near Murrundi, Tamworth way, and I'll actually run into Luke. He's the owner of the Walker Caravan Park, so
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll make me get out of my way and go and see him and have a chat and meet him again. I met him last year. I was out there, but it was only sort of he handed me a card and all that, so I'll actually introduce myself and he can probably get a better recollection of myself and all that stuff. So, and no, I've booked what is it? The $90 one, the one where the Dunnies are across the road. The cabins got booked out pretty quick, which is good. So it's looking like it's going to be a really good fucking weekend.
Good crew, excellent. Yeah. Good to see that it's getting supported.
How's the holiday going? Did you get out kayak again?
I got out in a couple of times. Still got 3 more episodes of the holiday shenanigans to come. So I dropped one last night.
Yeah,
it was a good time. I go down there for a week, and the week just disappears. It's like you're there 2 days. It's just nuts. I love it down there so much, and I just can't.
Yeah,
I could live down there in a heartbeat. Maybe I'll retire down there. Who knows?
Retire down in Tazzie.
Down on around the Ansons Bay area. That's magnificent down there. What have we got, Paul? Did you get the belt fixed? No, not yet. I haven't heard from them yet. There's a massive hog rally on in Tassie this weekend, and I reckon they're running around keeping those guys on the road for their trip. So,
the Chew-Meister's in the house.
Hey, Chewy. How are you, mate?
That's the way. Yeah, they got a good fucking Harley shop down there. I remember you used to watch that fucking Capital HD or the HD show that used to be on telly fucking years ago. Yeah. And they burn out in the car park and all that shit.
Yeah, no, when they have a party at the shop, they have a party. It gets pretty wild.
Yeah.
Well, the guy that owns it used to be an outlaw, so he's all into the bikey lifestyle.
Yeah. Cool. HD TV, that's it. Thanks, Paul. That's the one. Yep. Yeah, I remember when that was on. It was flashing up on TV and free to air there for a while. Yeah, didn't mind that. Rochelle's been on that show. I remember you sort of saying that proves Rog before a while ago.
I was on the one in Tassie, but I didn't have a speaking part. I was just in the crowd and on the ride.
Yeah, running mark.
Bit of footage, yeah.
Started a bonfire. But didn't it piss down rain, that one they did down there? Or was that?
There was some, I don't know, it was freezing cold though. There was snow on every hill the day that they did the ride, but it was okay.
That's right.
Set her all up in the shop. Had a Friday night up there at the shop, and then they did the ride on the Saturday, and then they cranked up the band and got stuck into it Saturday night. Good weekend.
I think the one with Shell, correct me if I'm wrong, that's the one where he went North Queensland over to the NT, that sort of way. What I recall, I'm only sort of guessing what I can remember, which isn't too much because of a few brain cells get killed every now and then. You got a bevy?
Yeah, mate. Definitely.
That's the way. That's it. Don't let me down.
I've had a couple of dry days. Me and the crew.
Couple of dry days.
did 4 days. So
I had
Tassie last weekend, so I'd give it a bit of a shove around. So I'm trying to dry myself out a bit before I go back to work next week.
I did that Monday. Drive myself out because I had a pretty big fucking weekend actually. I had the ride from here down to Heather Brae Friday night. Then we had a patch in down there, and then we had the ride back to Holidays Point, which is virtually up here. Then down the Walls End, in that stinking hot Saturday up here would have been about 38, 36 degrees. Got down there about 2, did the last thing that we had to do there. Then me and Maya went back there for 3 or 4 beers. 3 beers. And then went back to the motel and had a swim at the motel, and and then rode back home again on the Sunday. It was like 6.5 hours in the seat. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good. That's right. She was at Geelong HC. Okay, yeah. No, Walkers, all good. But yeah, on the Friday night down there, they said, "Oh, we've got a big day on Saturday. Oh, we like you all on the bed early." Yeah, well, we got to bed early. It was 20 to 1. So
that's early.
Yeah, and then
early,
we had
early Saturday morning.
Yeah, we had a meeting at 7, then jumped on the bikes at 8, and then we're on our way. So as you do.
As you do.
Yeah.
As you do.
That's it. Oh, you do these things. That's why I joined it, so I can ride.
Nice.
All right. I don't know if you all remember in the chat, but Big Bert was the first one to help me out to get me live started. Did a big tester one way back fucking 2.5 years ago, whenever I started. I can't remember. Something like that.
A while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. It was a couple of years ago because I had the channel going for a year before I decided to do lives and get my head around it. But he helped me out. And simply thought doing testers and all that. And I thought we'd get him back on and do the questions properly. Find out about the big fella. Anyway.
We'll see how we go.
That's it.
Nothing special about me, mate.
All right. First question's up, and it's pretty easy. Same basic.
Right.
You've seen it all before. Yeah. What inspired you to do your YouTube channel, Bert?
Yeah, good question. I got an old GoPro 3 and I bolted it on the front of my bike and went and did one of the Richardson's anniversary rides actually, and took it home and edited it all up. I think I left them on my YouTube. They're pretty scratchy. There's no editing. I just ride and put some music to it, and I kind of thought I'd invented moto vlogging. So, Smitty, I thought I'm ingenious, and then I come home and did some research, and I found out that when I started doing the research, the Yanks have been doing it for years. Blockhead and who's the guy that's got the campground now? That instigated you on starting it up.
Oh, Adam Sandoval.
Adam Sandoval.
Yeah,
that's him.
yeah.
So I went back and I just binged on all his stuff, and it took me about 4 days back to back. Yeah. And and then I just said, let's have a crack. And it was pretty raw early. I didn't have any microphones or anything like that. I just bolted the camera on and went for a ride. And then I just played with it and updated bits and pieces, and then it sort of grew from there. So it was, it was an interesting process, especially the editing, because I was just turning it on and turning it off and just joining them together. I didn't have any editing programs or anything like that. But
my first one was about 15 minutes long. It was just me riding out to Wingham Lookout and back, and that was it. I thought it was great, but you sat there and watched it 15 minutes and, you didn't get many views.
There's not too many views on the early stuff.
No.
I did have a play around with the old iPad, and even before that, I did some bits and pieces for work. I had some friends, some old acquaintances from work that retired, and we put some video stuff together on the old iPad on iAuditor, and made up a few home movies for their farewells and bits and pieces like that. So I had a play within the editing, but I wasn't smart enough to get me vision from my GoPro into my iPad so I could edit it.
Yeah, that's a go. Yeah, I think we all sort of started the same way. which is good.
Yeah.
And then
Pretty raw boots and all.
yeah. Other part of the question: when did you learn the moto? As a kid, or was it later in your teens? Or
Well, I had my eldest brother always had bikes, even though the little bikes, little Pee-wees and little 75s and stuff that he used to bomb around on, and so I just sort of rode those.
yeah, it would have dragged your knees like I did, I reckon.
Oh yeah, mate. I was like a great day on a golf ball, mate. But I wanted to ride, so I just put up with all the aches and pains and the So yeah, and that's how that sort of kicked off. I don't ever remember not riding at some point. It's I think I had a little step through Kawasaki 75. I think was the first bike that I rode around on, and so I burned around on that until I got to the point where I couldn't get on it. I was just too big for it. Yeah. And then I stayed with the Kawasaki and got myself I think it was a KE 175. We used to tear around the farm on that. Did a lot of miles around the farm and up into the back of Ben Lomond and places like that on that. And so that was just as a teenager, and then it sort of grew. When I started my apprenticeship, all the guys were into trail bikes and bits and pieces, and then I got myself a TT 250. I used to ride that big old 4-stroke up in the scrub with all the guys on their trail bike. I look back now and gone, that was crazy. I should have just got a 2-stroke and be done with it. It was so heavy and so gluggy in the bush, but yeah, I was enjoying myself and having some fun.
Yeah, I was always a 4-stroke man. That's probably sort of Dad always bought me and steered me that way because knowing how with the mixed fuel and everything with 2 strokes. And I did like the idea of just straight fuel, kicking it over and doing your oil changes and that when you had to. And then I know they were heavy and all, but at least you had sort of your maintenance-wise looking after it was pretty simple.
Pretty minimal, yeah, exactly.
You didn't have to do rings and shit like that, which is what I liked about the 4-strokes.
Yeah.
But, well, like I said, with the WR I got now, that's a 4-stroke that acts like a 2-stroke and it's pretty Burko. So, yeah, no, it's good. Ticking all the boxes now.
Nick's in the house. Welcome.
Yeah, Nick's in the house.
Cool.
All right. That's awesome. The second one is what other hobbies do you have, not bike related?
Well, I'm a pretty
kayaking.
I'm a pretty keen fisherman, but I'm shit at it. I've actually been a tournament angler and did pretty well in the brim tournaments down here in Tazzie.
Yeah.
Qualified for the Australian Championships a couple of times. Never got to compete in them because of financial issues, but love me brim fishing. Any sort of fishing. I'm quite happy to sneak away and spend days fishing and not catching anything. I really quite enjoy it. And if you watch my next couple of videos, you'll just see how rubbish I am at fishing.
I watched halfway through your first part of your first one when you're rolling up the river out the inlet. Yeah. And squirts on the stand up, and you're paddling away on your white
away. Yeah, that was tough going that day, mate. That headwind.
It looked like a fair paddle.
Yeah, I think it was about 6 k's. The river just winds all the way around there, and then because every time you wind around, you just have to smash into another headwind, and it was it was pretty tough going. We were both buggered when we got back. That's for sure.
Well, it's supposed to be exercise as well.
Yeah, but
I was about to say, Roger said his beard's slowly growing back, but that's probably
only trimmed it the other day.
Yeah, only just trimmed it, tied her up.
Yeah, give me a couple of days, Roger, and that'll be longer. It's all good.
I'll just get another soldier. Back in a minute.
Okay, mate. I hope everybody's well in the side chat.
Hunting to go to the pub in Savo to get a 6-pack. Mind you, I knocked off 2 schooners while when they're getting the 6-pack.
Good work. Good work.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I like fishing. I remember back in the day, fishing cod and all that. We go shooting and we'd shoot a rabbit and put it on a line and we catch a big Murray cod out of the fucking dam at Burrinjack.
Nice. Yeah.
And the codder and all that down Canberra way.
Yeah, and I do some coaching. I'm a basketball coach in the local competition down here. That's right, yeah. So I get involved in that, and because I do just a sports dad in the off season, and Squirt's got a touch footy, and it's nice to just go up there and sit and watch him play and not be involved.
She's pretty up there in the touch footy too, isn't she?
Yeah, she's been going all right. She's represented Tazzie a couple of times, and she's actually they've got some championships on this weekend, and she's going to play up into the under-18 competition. So I'm a bit excited to see how she goes with that, because they'll test her, I reckon.
Yeah. You're fighting in the pool. You're doing it hard, Paul. Wish I had a fucking pool. Anyway. Number 3.
Pizzas for 2 tonight. Paul, did you fire up the pizza cooker?
Drones. What's your worst drone experience you've encountered?
I haven't actually had a drone experience, Smitty.
That's it. Well, that's good. That's why I got the second part of the question. What favourite band you've seen live?
Probably. Oh, gee, I was only a kid when AC/DC played here in Hobart. I'm not a big muso. I listen to the radio and stuff.
I was just about to say, what music does Big Bert listen to?
Yeah, sort of rock, Guns N' Roses, that type of stuff. I'm not, just easy listening.
Yeah.
That type of stuff. Nothing heavy, nothing light. I'm not into the pop or the rap or the anything like that. So, and I've never been big into music. I hardly know any of the artists or anything, but I've always got the radio and stuff going in the car. I just never had a great interest in it. I've tried to learn the guitar once. I've got absolutely no musical skills. I'm not even allowed to sing in the shower. I was
gonna say I'd be an arsehole and say, when Tassie get electricity down there, so you can listen to the radio and stuff. Well, I thought I'd better not.
Well, you can. You can. Harsh, mate. Harsh.
That's right. But you're in Launceston, aren't you? You're not far from Beaconsfield and that.
Yeah, just probably about 25 minutes, half an hour from Beaky.
Oh, is it that way? It probably is that far. I've been there since I was there. I was there not long. I was there probably 18 months after that. We were down for Kirsty's cousin's 40th, and I think she's fucking 55 now. So it was about 10 years ago. Something like that. And you've got the fucking seahorse aquarium and all that there. That was pretty cool. Yeah,
and the platypus world there too now on the wharf.
Yeah. All right.
That's at Beauty Point, a little bit further on.
Yeah, we didn't end up going over Davenport side. We sort of left that top right for next time when we're going to go down, and it's just been that long because we went from there down the guts to Simmons Plains, and just after there you turn at Perth to go through Campbelltown to get to St Mary's. You know what your towns are like.
Yeah, no. You went down the Midlands and turned off at Campbelltown to go.
That's it, and turned off out that way.
Yeah.
And the St Mary's pub at the top of the hill there. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good pub. It is. We rode up there for can lunch at about 12:30 and left there about 3:34. Mrs. Smitty had to drive down the hill to because someone had too much to drink. They had bread and butter pudding and a nice roast on for lunch and stuff. So it's good. Good value, mate. Bichino.
Bichino.
Yep. Bichino. Yep. The Bichino. Right.
Looks like Rob's got to go. See you, Rob.
Bye, Rob.
Right, yeah, ride safe, mate. Travel safe.
We ride to Canberra in the morning. Nice. Cheers, mate. All right. This is a good one. Tell us something mischievous you oldies don't know about.
Well, I've got those that don't know. I've got 4 brothers, 2 older, 2 younger, and they got caught doing all the things that you're not supposed to do. and I never ever got caught doing anything. So I'm not sure that I want to incriminate myself here, Smith. I was a bit smarter than the other four. I sort of learnt what they did wrong and didn't get caught. But I didn't do anything too exciting. I went underage drinking and I underage smoking and stuff like that. But yeah, I was so involved in the sport growing up that I didn't have time to run amok, really, to be honest.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, that's it. Yeah,
so you're saying at the meetup, that's the most run amucking you've done for a while.
I didn't run amok at all there.
Nah,
very well behaved for me. Very well behaved. So if any of my four brothers are watching this, you dumb bastards, why'd you get caught? It's not that hard.
That's it. That is the secret too. Try not to get caught. For sure.
That's it. Hang on, we got it. Roger's put, does height run in your family? Well, I think my mum was about 6'1", and my dad was a Collingwood 6-footer, so he was about.
Fuck, really?
Yeah, but all my mum's brothers were all 6'6" and 18 stone. They were all truck drivers.
Yeah.
And on my dad's side, my dad's brother was fairly tall, and he was a Aussie Rules footballer and played a few practice games with Richmond before he blew his knee out. And so I got my mum's side's height and the lean from my dad's side. So, and I'm the tallest of all the brothers, but I do have a nephew that's actually taller than me now, young Jake. He's been on the show a couple of times. I think he's 24 or 25 years old now, and he's so I'm measuring in at 6'7". He's got to be 7.5. Yeah, He every Christmas, first thing you do is walk over, and we'd have to have a measure up. Thinking he's pipped me, but he's got me now. He's got this big head of hair, and he's definitely taller than me now, mate.
Yeah, both my two boys, if they were 6'2" there for a while, but Corey said he's measured himself the other day. He's 6'3" something, and skinny as built like race horses. Eat the house out of fucking food and everything, but Let's see. Now, a tall family, especially if your mum's like 6'1" and your dad, what was his dad? Nearly.
Well, he was a Collingwood 6-footer, so he was about 5'10" at a stretch, I reckon.
Oh, so mum got him. Mum got him.
Yeah, but he was lean like a whippet, mate. He didn't have.
No, that's right. Yeah. That's where the racing style come out of it all.
That's it.
That's good. Rightio.
Roger's still going cook about that drone in the tree.
Yeah, that was funny.
It wasn't at the time, but it is now. It's got plenty of.
No, you can see. We could see he was stressing a lot. That's why we sort of left you alone till you got it out of the tree, and then we put shit on you. But you were there, Bert, when the bloke rolled up to get the.
No, we'd gone.
Oh, you should have seen it.
10 minutes.
Fuck, it was funny. We're sitting there, it's on dark, and this fucking Hilux rolled up, steam coming out from underneath the bonnet. The guard's got a big fucking dent in the side of it. And the young fella's jumped out, sort of like long hair and whatnot, looked like he's real hippie. And he was the dude that was getting the drain out of the tree.
Oh, God.
He done his radiator hose or something when he just got there.
He just kept driving.
It was funny at the time, definitely. You had to see it.
Well, look out. We're going to repeat the scene in this Sunday's video. Okay. We'll be watching.
The scene in this Sunday's video. Awesome. I got to get mine out and start fucking practicing with it. Especially Roger's last one when he just did the last one from fucking up to Rollston and all that. When you went to Rollston, I've been to that pub. I'm drinking there.
Come on, mate. How many pubs haven't you been to?
Yeah, that's what the missus said. He goes, he's been in every fucking pub. I got a pub review coming up. We had to go to a funeral down in Mittagong, and we're driving through the guts of Mittagong, and she goes, and it was the Highland Hotel. She goes, Highland Hotel. Oh, I've been in that one. Had a cow lunch, had a beer, had a poker run when we were there. And he goes, that's where we're staying. I said, oh, right. Oh, it's a good pub. So we stayed there. It wasn't too bad. It had nice ribs. It was on a Tuesday, and we looked at the specials, and Missy's gone, they got ribs on Tuesday. And I'm going, oh, fuck, pity it's not Tuesday. And you go, yeah, it is, because it felt like Saturday. It felt like a weekend because we had the 2 days off to go to it.
Right. Yep.
And then, oh, fuck, it is too. But it's, I got 2 more pub reviews coming up. I'm going to do Bonnie Hills, and I'm going to do that one because we did that one in the car. And I'm going to compare the 2 meals because I had ribs at Bonnie Hills and I had ribs there, and they were very, very good. Very good.
Nice.
I just catch up on the questions. Wasn't confident he wouldn't get up there. Nah, me either. Drain insurance. What's drain insurance? You got to get your drain back to cover it. 2 good pubs. Well, the one that you up the main street that you had your fucking camera on, that's the one on the corner, that red brick one I went to. And the cafe you went to, don't buy sausage rolls there because they taste like pasties. They weren't very nice, but the coffee was good. PI insurance, all right. Fair enough, that's good. All right, have I got the... Oh, yeah, we've got the other question up. Yeah. What's your most favourite sport you may have played or watched on telly? I think
Aussie rules.
That a minute ago.
Aussie rules, mate.
Aussie rules. Up the Hawks.
All day, every day, yep. And
up the Hawks.
Yeah, love me footy, love moto sport. I used to do a bit of rowing at school, and when I first left school for a bit, so I don't mind watching a little bit of that. But yeah, I love me footy. I won't give you 2 bob for the cricket. It gives me the shits. I think I played 2 cricket games in life.
That's why I played baseball. Yeah, I didn't like backyard cricket was good, but when I actually had to play cricket for sport, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah. I helped a mate out a couple of times, just the numbers in the. I just stood out in the outfield and got sunburn as buggery, and
exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't do much for me.
No, exactly. And I had to help out. Oh, some Woolies are here. They an indoor cricket team. Indoor cricket was good. I ended up, because you have to bowl 2 overs, I ended up taking about 3 or 4 wickets. I said, "Oh, you want to play next week?" I went, "No, I'm good, thanks." Sure? No. It was only a one-off.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, well, I wouldn't give you 2 bob for Cricket Australia at the minute, so I'm not very impressed with the way they're going about their business. What have we got here? Do you reckon Tazzie will get an AFL team? Roger. Who effing knows, mate? Who effing knows? It's just become a political tool down here now. The state can't afford.
Yeah, bring Fitzroy back.
Cannot afford a new stadium that they reckon they need, and they'll have it in Hobart, and nobody from anywhere will travel to Hobart. They need to be based in the middle of the state, not down south.
Time we were down there in Tassie, they were actually playing at Hobart. One, yeah.
North Melbourne plays some home games in Hobart, and Hawthorn plays some home games up here in Launceston. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see it, but I don't know how that can exist. The money they need, the backing they need, the continuation. A lot of the AFL clubs, they've got all their other clubs and their pokies and their bits and pieces that keep them going. We don't have that infrastructure in Tassie. We'd be lucky to have a business big enough to be a major sponsor here in Tassie. It's just, yeah, I really don't know. I'd love to see it, but I don't think we can afford it. I'd not stop barracking for Hawthorn to barrack for Tassie. I might go and watch a couple of games, but you know,
that's like I asked me cousin. She's a mad Broncos fan, but they've lived in Redfern all their life. So, the Redfin Dolphins were playing in the. I said, "So who are you going for now?" She goes, "Oh, still the Broncos." But
Yeah. The new team in.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that space. But it's just become this massive political tour, and I reckon it'll cost the government power, or there'll be a referendum on it. To be honest with you, it's just getting bandied around, and every time they muck it up, the AFL just jump on it and put more expectations on it. So, but at this stage, I'd probably say no, but down the track, who knows? Who knows? Maybe one of the other clubs might be struggling and falling over, and we'll pick them up. But yeah, I can't see us getting just another outright.
Are you still gold prospecting? Big Paul
I haven't been out for a while. The last time I went out, I
trying to find a penny.
The two tiniest little gold flakes you've ever seen in your life. If I hadn't had my glasses on, I wouldn't have even seen them. They were tiny. But yeah, I haven't had the time, to be honest with you. I've been watching the Tazzie boys. Levi, he's just been smashing it at the minute. So yeah, it makes anything that I'm going to do nearly insignificant. But I do enjoy. I can lose a day scratching around in the river easy. If I find any gold, that's a bonus. That's for sure.
Just serenity.
Yeah. Look, you get to go into some absolutely beautiful places and follow creeks and streams and stuff.
Yeah.
Smitty, it's just, yeah.
I find about 30 cans down there, so it's 10 cents each. So what's that? Nearly $3 going on down there. Depending on how many cans I drink.
You'd have to take them back to the mainland because we don't exchange them down there.
I gave up on that probably about 6 months into that, because every time you went to put the bottles in the chute, there's fucking cars everywhere, and they had the whole van full. So it's funny I say that, because I put the wheelie bin out last night, and this morning I went to gym at 20 to 6. And I was getting in the car, and a bloke was going through my wheelie bin, pulling out all the fucking cans out of the wheelie bin. So he must know the good. Thought he found treasure when he's got his head down, bum up, pulling the cans out of my wheelie bin. Pitch black, fucking 20 to 6 this morning. Just couldn't believe it. I texted Mrs. I said, "Was that dude still at the fucking bin picking out all the cans when you were going to work?" Because she left, 10, 15 minutes after I did. She goes, "No, he'd gone." I said, "Oh, well, there you go." But yeah, I couldn't believe it.
That's an interesting concept, Roger. Get Mona to sponsor the team and hand out interesting merch. Yeah, it'd be an interesting team name too, I reckon.
Yeah,
Mona were to get the name and rights.
Mona merch.
So the answer to that, Paul, is yes, I am, but not very successfully. I don't want to take it all before you get down here to have a crack at it, mate.
Have a crack at it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing any harm to the stocks in the rivers, that's for sure.
All right. Casmato in the house.
Casmato. Welcome.
Leanne, here you go. In Potsy. Sweet ass.
I think we get to see a new bike here shortly, don't we? From the Casmato team.
And razzle around the pond in that fucking big boat of theirs. Pull your arms out of your sockets trying to hang on to that tow rope. I tried skiing once, but the boat wasn't that powerful enough to pull you out of the water, so it took me fucking all afternoon to get up on my feet. That was in Canberra when we lived in Canberra. I gave up after that.
Okay.
I got up.
I used to do a bit on 2 skis. I couldn't ski on 1 ski. I don't know.
I got up and fell off.
Too tall.
I like skateboarding. I think I'd be fucking good at snowboarding and skiing and shit, but I've never really had a crack at them. All right, what's my next question? We're up to 6. 6 already. Oh, yeah. Okay, what celebrity does it for you and the one you wouldn't kick out of bed? That Mexican chick.
No, you keep your Mexican chick, mate. Kate Blanchett, mate, all day, every day.
Kate Blanchett?
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah. She does it for me. And she's upset them all in the news over the last
I
couple of days.
reckon she lied the other day or something.
She told the American footballers they were all soft.
Yeah.
The Tassie guys playing the gravel down here in Queenstown, which they do. They've got a gravel footy field.
Get out. Yeah. Man up, you bastard.
Harden up. That's it. Yeah, absolutely.
Just catch. That'll teach him her. I got Chewy laughing. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I said it straight away. A Mexican chick.
Jump.
I remember one live I was doing, and Chewy just popped in, and he says, "Hey guys, I'm at a gig," and he goes, "That Mexican chick."
Got it in early.
Yeah, he got in early, so I sort of got in early then. Yeah.
Oh dear.
On your Kate. Yeah, exactly. I heard them. They were talking about it on Newcastle Triple M this morning. Yeah, Kate Blanchett saying what she did. Dude, hey, Sam, Twisted Art Lady. Pleased to meet you. Thanks for popping in.
Welcome.
She's a great artist. Yeah, good YouTube channel and all that. All right, pop on to the next one. Oh, yeah. Something we're all into. What's your poison? Beer, spirit, cider?
Mate, I'm a beer man, and I don't mind the cider, but I'm a beer man, and I've actually started drinking the hard ginger beers.
The ginger beers?
I
am too. I'm making my own.
Different. Okay.
Yeah, I make my own. Yeah, I get Kirk's ginger beer and I put a nip of JD in it. No bullshit. And a Gentleman Jack. And because the Kirk's ginger beer is real bitey, it's got that real gingery taste to it. Yep. So you put a double nip in it, and you don't know what's burning your throat when you're drinking it. The Jack or the fucking ginger beer.
Ginger. Nice.
So a can of ginger beer, you got 2 or 3 drinks in it. Just depends how strong you mix it.
Makes it.
That's nice. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, the alcoholic ginger. The Brookvale's nice on tap.
Yep.
And the Squires one is pretty nice on tap too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've tried to drink wine. I can't. I'm
not a wine person. Or cider.
Red with a steak, but one glass. I've got mates that he'll drink red wine glass for glass as I'm having a beer.
I couldn't.
Spastic on it, and they love it. But yeah, I can't drink it. And I've never been a top shelf, mate. It's I might have 1 or 2 after you get to that point where you just can't drink any more beer. But I do like a little shot of black Zambuca. I've been known to have a couple of shots of black Zambuca at the end of the night. And
I can tell you a true story, and I had not tried black Zambuca till last year, and I love it now because, like, with the organisation that I'm with now, for special occasions they bring out the black Zambuca. And they're known for shouts. We drank one pub out of Black Zambuca one day. They had to go in the town and get another one or 2. And the price of the shouts, one round was $70. That's how many Black Zambucas are poured that typical weekend. But I call it the Black Cat. Kiss of the Black Cat. Gut full of beer, and you have your Black Zambuca. It's nice. It's like mother's milk now. I fucking love it. But I only keep it for special occasions. I like that one there. Ginger beer with a real gingery taste. That's exactly right. Gentleman Jack and ginger beer.
Gentleman Jack and ginger beer.
But yeah, black Zambuca, Mrs. Smitty used to drink the white Zambuca, and that's all you could get back when we were teenagers growing up. And then you had Galliano and all that on the side as well. But yeah, and the black Zambuca now it's the black cat, I call it. It's the black cat. It's I like it. It's nice for some reason.
It'll bite your ass if you're not wary of it, though, don't you?
Oh, exactly right. If you don't have a decent feed on it, I think it'll wouldn't taste too nice coming up through your nose and all that stuff.
No, it doesn't. Don't ask me how I know.
Very bad hangovers. Oh, yeah. Well, that's right. It's the other half. And your favourite hangover brekkie, but what was your go-to back in the day in your peak teenage years?
Yeah, it's something greasy. But by about lunchtime, I was hanging for some KFC chips. Must have been the salt on the chips.
Oh, the seasoning in that.
Used to love the KFC chips by about lunchtime. So, yeah, your egg and bacon roll type thing in the morning, but then by lunchtime, yeah, KFC chips.
I see that one. That's right.
Heading to the mountain.
Glass of wine, we're heading to the meeting.
That's a good thing, Roger, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what you. That's how often you get a drink wine then?
This obviously isn't a family show.
Yeah, you have to 3 or 4 glasses. I suppose you want to keep her awake, not knock her out.
Yeah, well, that's it.
There's another.
Overdo it every 10 minutes.
This is a good old quote. What's the mountain man's like mountain women?
Fair enough. Look out, Rochelle's popped in there. Wow. Yeah. There'll be no mountain yard for you for a while, Roger.
Yeah, every 10 minutes. 10 minutes, you sure? Not 5. Grab another.
Yeah. Someone's in trouble.
All right. I like Rochelle. Like Rochelle said. Wow, just wow. We love you, Rochelle. It's all good.
Yeah. She's not loving Roger just at the minute.
Nearly spat on me fucking computer. All right. That was awesome.
You need an esky beside you. You need a bloody live feed esky, Smitty.
I do. I've got the fridge over there. I should fucking plug it in, but I only got a 6-pack, so.
Okay. I did bring a spare in, but I've opened that now.
Yeah. Like I said, I bought a 6-pack. I think I only got 2 left. 3 left. Something like that. But then my son's got his beer next door. I'll just start fucking drinking his, I think.
Yeah, just it's in your fridge. It's all yours.
I've got a big full-size kitchen fridge. That's what my fucking beer fridge is.
Okay,
He's smucking around with the small stuff.
Sounds like Roger is in one of the needs a wine cooler besides him.
A goon bag. So he's got a pillow when he's fucking finished.
Oh, no.
Well, the goon of fortune. You guys heard of that down there? The goon of fortune?
So
when you got a goon bag and you peg it to the clothesline, you spin it around.
Yep.
If it stops at you, you got to fucking take a swig out of the goon bag.
Jesus.
Teenage games, eh?
Yeah.
Lucky we're not teenagers fucking no more.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, I don't know about that.
No, we just drink it anyway. Oh, yeah, what's the drink you've had and swear never to touch again?
Port. All day, every day.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Port. Port's like wine to me. I don't like it.
It is a wine, but it's, nah. I got absolutely hammered on it once and I can't even take the smell of it now. It's just...
And a towel. Face cloth.
Look out, Rochelle's up.
Yeah, gloves are off.
As Roger had a couple of beers tonight. He's on fire.
You don't need to brag. Well, there's always curtains. Sorry, too soon. Right, my bad. These bits gone red.
Oh dear.
But mine was Black
not
Russians.
expecting that.
It-
There you go. Chewy loves his port. Yeah, well, I probably would too if I hadn't drank so much of it on that occasion.
Port and wine and cider I don't touch. I just
Okay.
beer and spirits, that'll do.
Stick to the beer.
Yeah, vodka. I love vodka back in the day. Vodka was good. That's deadly. Does it creep up on you? You had too much. I suppose that's like everything though, isn't it? You have too much, it'll creep up on you. All right. What's your best party or celebration that you've been to or thrown? What's the most memorable party you've been to and had?
It would have to have been my 30th birthday party.
Same. Mine's the same. Yeah.
It was for Friday night, and it started at about lunchtime Friday, and I was still kicking people out of the house at 6 o'clock Sunday afternoon.
Yep.
It was absolutely nuts, and I don't know, people were just going and coming back bringing food, and we lit fire pots, and my lawn still hasn't grown in spots where a couple of the fire pots were, and it was just huge. It was huge.
Yeah.
So me and my ex-wife, our birthdays were one day apart, so we sort of like a double celebration, and it was all my friends and her friends and our friends, and it was just a bloody great party. Yeah. It took me a week to get rid of all the empties. I think there's like about 2 ute loads of bottles, and there was just people asleep in the garden, and it was just nuts. It was absolutely nuts.
Mine was my 30th as well. I warned the neighbours that were having 3 bands in the backyard on the weekend, the weekend before. And one of the neighbours says, "Hey, he advised us to go away that weekend." And I said, "Yeah, well, not everyone's got the same taste in music." And they were the hard rock, heavy metal bands. Like one band, they were all 15 and 16-year-olds. Then after they finished and whatnot, we got to the adult bands like 18 and 19, 20-year-olds. And they started at fucking 10. And that's obviously when we started drinking. And then the bands just, after the 3 bands played, had their gigs and all that, then they just all jumped on the drum kit and the guitars and just started jamming. And they were in their prime then. They're all full as boots and just going for it.
Excellent.
And there was a Volkswagen Beetle in the backyard. We had plastic up over the Hills hoist just in case it did rain that night, because the band drum kit was underneath the patio and the awning. And the people just scattered in the backyard, and this drunken 30-year-old just knocked the sliding door off its rollers and broke a garden chair, and I should have chucked him out, but it was me. So and the neighbours across the road used to have stereo duels with them. I was playing Limp Bizkit and they were playing Korn, and we just fucking turned the stereo up and it was just going
smash
all the time. Yeah, when we lived there. We lived there 8 years. And when they've come over and go, "Oh, you guys are awesome. Oh, come on in." I didn't care. Mrs. Smitty and the youngest were up in Queensland at a wedding, and my eldest, Corey, he was only about 4. He was inside watching Thomas the Tank Engine on full loop. And the music and all that was out the back. We had plenty of DVDs and videos. Just keep, "What do you want to watch now?" Keep putting it in. And "You hungry?" "Yep, no worries." And
feeding them up.
I was babysitting and being a delinquent at the same time.
Yeah, we invited the neighbours, and I think we dragged one out from under the deck that was asleep in the fern. And carried him over and put him to bed about 3 a.m. I think that was on the Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So, we didn't see him for about a week. He went incognito on us.
That Sunday we were supposed to play baseball, but we were lucky it did sort of rain late Saturday night, and it was raining Sunday morning in the backyard, so we knew baseball was cancelled, which was good because we weren't going.
We're going anyway.
No, we weren't going anyway, so we didn't really miss the game. We just had to do a catch-up one later. But, yeah, one of the bands, that's right, the band's like, I played baseball and then they played at the PCY season and all that. So Travis and Courtney Dom, the two brothers, one was a lead singer of one band, the other was a drummer and guitarist of the two bands. Really talented, and yeah, it was awesome, an awesome time, just kick around down Canberra and whatnot, and introduced me to Metal for the Brain and Civic, where I had all the dark death metal bands and all the thrashy stuff come to town, and
nice.
it was awesome.
Yeah, so, I had a streaker at mine. One of the guys, I don't know what he was doing, but next thing he was running around with his kid off.
Yeah. Running amok up the road. And where I lived, actually, Neil Bates lived down the cul-de-sac, the rally driver down around the corner. He'd always drive around the past the house because we're on the front corner of a cul-de-sac street. And they all drive down the street and turn around and come back.
Cool.
Matt,
Matt,
please made it, mate.
Welcome.
But yeah. And Mrs. Smitty, she had a good party. Hers was her 19th. Everyone we invited was out at her oldie's property in the paddock, like 50 acres. And Kirsty's brother was alive and all that then too. And we had paddock bashes and right on dark. And everyone we invited came. So we had the bonfire going. Everyone was on the piss. And it was dark. When it got dark, we had the paddock bashes out. No glass in the windows because they're all smashed. And the torch shining out the window, so we knew where we could see where we were going, and jumping the damn wall, and well, as you do on a property, it's so good.
Got the space.
One of her good ones. Good parties.
Take some beating, that's for sure.
Yeah, growing up was good. Now I'm grown up, I don't know about it.
Yeah.
I want to go back to growing up again.
Yeah, growing up's overrated.
Mrs. says I've never grown up, so I might be all right.
Yeah, don't do it. It's a trap.
No, I'm not grown. You're still 15. Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. But old enough to know better, but you do it anyway.
No, I'd rather be 18 because then I can drink. So it's all good.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, this is a good one. You're going out on the town, your favourite pub, to hook in like a bender. You got to take 4 people with you, your choice, past, present, an actor, family member, singer or a band, and then the 4th one's your choice.
Okay.
You're going out on a bender. You want to have a good time. Who do you take with you?
Bon Scott would be on the list, I reckon.
Probably not the night when he passes out. But.
No, but he'd be an interesting character, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
For sure. Probably my dad, because I lost him when I was 22, so it'd be nice to catch up with him and have a beer or two. An actor. Sylvester Stallone. I reckon he'd be interesting, but have a beer with and a chat, and probably a cigar from what you see.
Yeah.
So
no, only have cigars. They didn't know Sly would have a cigar.
And never not been a smoker for a lot of years, but I'd have a cigar with him. I don't reckon. Who else we got there? A band. Oh, you might as well bring the rest of the AC/DC team with you.
Yeah, the Young Brothers and everything else.
And person of my choice. Dermot Brereton, the Hawthorn footballer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon he'd be all right to go and have a few chokes with. He's a wild boy. He gets stuck into it. So that'd probably be my list.
Was that Dipper or
No, Dermot Barrett and the
curly-headed?
blonde,
Yeah,
curly-headed
gotcha.
one.
Yeah, the curly-headed
centre
fella.
half
Yeah,
forward. Yeah, it was always
Yeah.
blueing.
yeah, always blue. No, that never blew.
Spent more time out than in, mate.
Slap a tickle. They'll say
In-
Dipper.
in for- In for 1, out for 4. So that'd be more. That'd be an interesting combination, I'd reckon.
And where would the venue be? What pub would you go to? Or be having a party? Port Arthur.
Well, you're not going to get into too much trouble around there. They're big, pretty remote. So I don't know whether they'd have enough.
You run amok out there.
You'd definitely run amok down there. Yeah, run out there and do the ghost tour all loaded up.
Yeah, you run away from the ghosts.
We'll be the ghosts.
Yeah.
Frighten the ghosts away, I reckon.
Yeah, they go, God. Yeah, they'll be going, these guys, shut up. We're trying to sleep.
Well, now that you say that, Smitty, there's a couple of ghosts in that crew, so.
Yeah. True that.
Oh, there you go. Paul Spoon out with Dermy. He's a good bloke. There you go. I knew he would be. I've been on the beers with Dipper years ago. He came over when Ian Payton was coaching at South Launceston when I played there, and he came over and did, I think it was the end of year do, and then we all ended up at the casino. Apparently he's a pretty big punter, and we got him up in the tour room up there, and that was a good night with Dipper. So he's an interesting character too. Don't worry.
Oh, he's a character. Fucking, he's a character.
How the hell he ever won a Brownlow medal is absolutely.
Oh, no idea. Exactly right.
Kudos to him. The sharpest elbows in the business.
One of my favourite Hawke's Bay was definitely the little coon fella. Sorry, the little native Australian. The Ruck Rover. That same year when we won the three-peat. What's his name? Or his cousin and nephew is playing now, or was playing the other few years ago. Rioli, that's him. Yeah, he was awesome. And the other long-haired Ruck Rover we used to have, I can't remember his name too.
John Platten.
That's him, Platten.
The rat.
Yeah, the rat. Yeah, he was a little rat. He was a little fox terrier. Running around everywhere, carrying on. But
I reckon some of them footballers would be interesting characters when they're not, because they're all super fit athletes. Now they only got to have 2 beers in them and they'd be off the show, I reckon.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, Roger, they did.
Then they got to piss in glasses and shit like that too.
That was the game back in the day.
Yeah, exactly right. Bit like the seagulls.
It's definitely not the same game it was. That's for sure.
Nah.
Them old blokes wouldn't get a kick now. They wouldn't get anywhere near the ball.
They'd all kick it down the sideline just so they get a throw in.
Get have a spell.
You can't even push and shit now.
Nah, can hardly touch them.
It's like rugby league. You can't even throw a punch or anything like that. You just hit him in the head and you go into the bin. So what's the use of tackling the bastards? Anyway, that's what happens. I wouldn't mind with that question. I'd have it the Marlin down in Ulladulla. Actor, I'd have of James Belushi. Family member, who would I have? I'd have my cousin Jason Granger. He OD'd in Collector. He's from Collector and Goldman. He OD'd when the bad shit was going around in Canberra in 98, 2000, around there before we left to come up here. He wasn't a junkie, but he tried it for that 12 months and he got the bad shit and passed away at 24. He was. So it'd be good to get on the piss with him again. I knew something might take him like that, but I didn't think it'd be the H, but got him.
Mm-hmm.
The Marlin. What did I say? I'm trying to look at the question again. James Belushi would be the actor. Because he'd be good on the harp. I loved him in that his show he had in America there. Family member would be Jason. Singer or band. Band. Sort of leaning towards Bon Scott as well. It'd be pretty cool. But then probably more punkier. Sid Vicious would be a bit too crazy. But actually, no, he's dead now. It'd be Doc Neeson, the Angels. I'll go the other way.
Yep.
I'll go the Angels. And your choice, you'd have to throw fuck, why not? Pamela Anderson, put her in the mix as well. Got to have a bit of entertainment. She'll be fucking prancing around doing something. Something like that.
Keep everyone on their toes anyway. Look out, Roger's internet's down.
Yeah.
A couple of minutes behind. That's right.
Yeah, fucking Wi-Fi. Ours is the same too. It drops out a fucking fair bit. We've got to put another router in. All right, next one. Number 11. Tattoos. What's your first tattoo? Tell us about the story of getting a tattoo. Favorite type, black and grey or colour? What made you not get a tattoo if you do not have any?
Well, I've got 7 tattoos.
Yeah?
But because of what it is that I do, I don't have them
Cover
anywhere where they can be, other than I do have one on my wrist. It's where's the camera? It's a Medi alert.
Yeah.
Can't even run the camera.
Yeah, gotcha.
So
I remember you used to have to wear the bracelets. I used to have to wear a bracelet because I'm a TKU.
Cost me a fortune because I was on the tools. I used to break them all the time, so I just said, "I'll bugger it," and just got it tattooed. And I'm always going to have it, so it's not anything that's going to go away. So I just got it tattooed on me. It's got the Medi alert and the actual international symbol of why the Medi alert's there as well, which looks like a dice.
Yeah. Like I thought the Medi alert was the old snake and
that's what that is. If you can, it doesn't come up on the camera very well.
Yeah.
And then the favourite one I've got is my King of Hearts, which is on my rib cage.
That would have hurt.
Oh, hell. It hurt like hell. And then
they reckon the rib cage is the worst spot.
Yeah.
I know the Achilles tendon's pretty tender and the ankle's pretty tender too, I tell you.
It was 2 4-hour sessions, and then about 10 minutes before they finished the second session, the bloke that was doing it said, you can get some stuff that you rub into the skin so you don't feel this. I went, yeah, bloody good on you.
Yeah. But I think you have to have that on for about a couple of hours too prior before you do it to make it numb it or something.
Anyway, he said it was an ordeal, but I got through it. I've got some just black and grey, and I've got some coloured. It just depends on the design, what's in it, what isn't in it. So I don't have a particular one way or the other. I do have some colour in some of mine, and I do have just some black and.
I'm the same. I like black and grey, but then I like throwing a bit of colour in there to sort of.
Sometimes it brings them alive. Yeah.
Exactly. So and what's the I guess the most memorable or funny story of one of your tattoos that you got? What one stands out for you?
Yeah, not really. They've all got their own meaning. There's when I got really sick, I I actually designed one, and it's the Slaying the Dragon. And when I sort of recovered, I got the tattoo on my shoulder of the sort of me slaying the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And on it there's a shield, and then every time this illness that I've got rears its ugly head and I kick its ass, I go back and get another tattoo. It's actually got the scratches on it. The three times that I've beaten it.
That's all right.
So hopefully I'll keep putting those scratches in, should I have to deal with that again down the track. So but there's no real
funny stories. What about the first time you went? First time you were all prepared and everything to get one, or?
Yeah, well, the first one, I got the first one out of spite because my first wife said I couldn't get one. So when we separated, it was basically just the next day.
Like, fuck you, I'm going to go. Get this up.
Pretty much, yeah. So, that was a spite tattoo, but that's all right. I've grown up
sort of similar way. My brother he wanted a tattoo and I always loved them as a kid growing up, but I respected my elders and I never 25 was when I first got mine, and in the pig shooting and all that, and so I got a wild boar busting out of my shoulder blade. It was my first one, and there's a lesbian chick that was tattooing. She's good. She's an artist. She's really good at it. And she drew up the design. I went in there and it was only the stencil bit, like the line work. She said, well, that's it. And I looked at her and gone, righto, okay. All right, let's go. Then she's put it on. Look, check the placement. Yeah, no, looks good. Then she's gone, bzzz, like this, and going, fuck, there we go. Righto, no turning back now. Got it done. I was like, it's 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours it took to do. It was all freehand. Like, she painted it in while did it. And she, what colour you want? Oh, probably a gingery brown colour. Yep, no, I always did it freehand, and it came out good. Never been touched up or anything, and that was my first. And then later on, I thought if I didn't get that one as my first, I'd have a whole back piece. But I'm glad I have got that one there because it stops me from spending more money. So they're getting too dear now. I'm getting one up here. Like when I went to the meetup down there, I caught in Narrabeen, and I've got it booked. I've just got $300 more to save up, and then I'm be shooting down there probably around Easter time to get it done. It's all been drawn up and everything, and now that's going to be a 7-hour session just to do one full day to do the rest of my sleeve.
Get it done. Yeah. It's not a quick process, that's for sure.
No, it's funny, hey. Like when I was getting my ankle done, I already had an ankle band there, but I wanted to do more realistic. I wanted a flesh tear, and the bloke free-handed it up in Port. He was an awesome tattooist, but he ended up going over to Germany and tattoo over there. So I lost contact with him. And he's tattooing us all around my ankle and whatnot. And he's halfway through it, and he's going, that's got to be hurting. I said, well, it's not fucking tickling. I can tell you that now. But I'm pretty good. I can zone out and just switch off, like as you do when you get the tattoo. You got to do that to make sure you don't, move or anything with the artist when they're doing their thing.
Oh, yeah.
He's got, that's got to be hurting. I said, oh, yeah, well, it's not fucking tickling. I can tell you that much. And then I'm riding home. He wrapped it up in the glad wrap and whatnot. And my ankle was on fire all the way home from Port Macquarie to here, which is like a half-hour ride. I got home, fucking give her a bathe and patted it dry and rubbed the depanthen and cream in it, and that was it. And away you go on the healing process. Day 3 is the worst one. You remember day 3 when it's real tender and sore?
It's just trying to scab and tear.
Day 3. I say everything. And I goes, what day is it on? Oh, second. Tomorrow's going to hurt even more because that's when you even patting it with the towel's too tender. And then it gets the itchy stage where you just keep rubbing the cream into it. So instead of scratching it, you're rubbing more cream into it instead of scratching it.
Picking it. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. But I'd go and have another one tomorrow, but
it's just a cost to them now. If they didn't cost so much, like they're charging $150 a fucking hour now these days. Yeah. This Narrabeen fella, his day rate's like $1,300. That's how much this one's costing me. I know that's pretty reasonable because
Yep.
what
Well, they've got to make a living out of it.
days. Yeah.
It's all relative. Years ago, they weren't ever cheap to get, but wasn't that sort of money. But in relation to the cost of everything, it probably was about the same.
Yeah. Well, that other half, like that's 500. Like there's 250 for the Jimmy Smith, and then the Harley logo. They're the coloured ones. That. Then the rest was all. I said go to town on it, and he did the can't fucking angle it. He did all that freehand. He just put it on. He goes, oh, skulls, flames, sprockets, and what I said, sprockets and skulls. What about flames? Oh, no flames. But he did it all, and it ended up looking all right.
Came up all right.
But so the next bit, I'm just adding on to it and finish the sleeve off, and I'll be content with that, I think. Yeah, I am going to get another one on my knuckle on this hand, but that's later on.
You're not going to let anybody tattoo you that's going to do it for $50, are you?
No, exactly right. Well, that's the thing. There's so many good artists out there now. I love that Tennille Napoli, whatever her name is. She's got the Garage Ink Menor up on the Gold Coast, and she's got all female tattoo artists with her. And all of them can tattoo in there. They're brilliant artists. And there's another one, Jade, someone. She's up Nelson's Bay Way, up near the VS chick where Stace is. And she's brilliant as well. She's awesome. But they're too far away. They're all up Queensland or even up further, and you can't get there. Yeah.
So my favourite one was done by Jimmy from Kings of Gods here in town. So shout out to Jimmy, because he did the first sitting, and then he went and broke his leg, and then I had to wait for him to get better before
get better so he
get the rest of it.
So he can sit up long enough to tattoo the rest of you.
It just looked like this big blotch on my rib cage until he got better, the bugger. But anyway, he did a great job of it. Come out well, so happy with it.
Yeah, that's it. All right, what are we up then? And then next one, we're up to 12-2 to go. We're nearly there. We're good away. We only got 5 listening now. They're all gone to sleep.
That's it.
Rightio. Advice on life. This is it. Advice on life. What what advice would you give the 15-year-old you? And would you fucking listen?
I would.
You probably wouldn't listen. You 15-year-old listens, but what advice would you give yourself?
I wish I'd have taken the advice that I was given from the guys when I was doing my apprenticeship, and they told me, and I hear it every day, is, mate, buy property. Don't spend your money on bloody cars and bikes and boats and piss and whatever. Buy property. And I didn't listen. I just spent all my time at the pub or the parties or bikes or cars I just wasted it. And look at the market now. They're giving shit away.
Yeah, you're fucking right. You're right there, eh? Like if you want to get somewhere, you got to get investment properties and shit like that. That's my eldest boy. He's sort of looking into that. He's getting advice from people and all that. He's got a good little nest egg there, and he's in the process of working out what he wants to do. He's been advised like to get investment property first, rent it out, and then while they're looking after it and getting it paid off, then your next one you can moving into that one, because then you got the other ones. The tenants are paying the investment property off first, and once you get that 3/4 done, then you buy your one that you want to live in properly, and then you got collateral, and it's just so much more sense. You're right. I never had any advice like that. It's just like get your home, live in it, fucking that's it. But now they're saying do that first before you buy your property and things like that. And it's just I wasn't shown. But then I was, like you said, I was more into cars and bikes and fucking partying and drinking and all that yourself too. So.
I was a third-year apprentice on shift work, earning shitloads of money. I couldn't even drink all my pay. I used to have unopened pay packets chucked in the cupboard next to my bed. It was just, I just had all this money, and I just never used it. It was just stupid. I needed a good kick in the arse.
Exactly.
is
And then
for
back
sure.
then
But
we didn't
anyway,
have financial advisors back when we were around. It was like they were all fucking con men back then, so you didn't believe what they said anyway.
But you look back at it now and go, it wasn't that hard, big fella. You know, you could have put some money away and brought big property and subdivisions and especially the property market here in Tassie. It was just they get that shit away. Like you could have gone in and brought a whole suburb. So the money I'd put away, but no, I just wasted the shit.
Well, this bloke out the back here had this back section out the back here, and fuck, it wasn't that big anyway. It's probably only, it wouldn't be 20 acres, probably 10 acres or something like that. It was enough to put a cul-de-sac street in it, and he subdivided it all. There's about 5 or 6, maybe 8 houses in this little cul-de-sac, and that was on his property there. So like they all had to subdivide it and then buy all that bit out, and for them to build on it. So he made a fucking mozza for sure.
Yeah, but the pay's not relative now to the cost of land.
Yeah, Roger's right here too. It's tough for young people to decide to put money aside and travel or have kids, and you find most people that are well off, they're not having kids till they're fucking 40. So. You know, which is probably, I don't know if it's a smarter thing to do. I don't know.
Hey, mate, I didn't have squirt till I was 40, and I got no fucking money.
No, exactly right. Well, we were 25 when you had ours. Like, we sort of, ours was all planned and everything and whatnot, and it was just, I don't know. I'm just fucking not on big wages. I've always been struggling. We've missed everything, you know, when they did the first home buys, we're on our second home. When they were doing this, when you're having kids, you had $8,000 or $5,000 for having a kid. We missed all that. We were just that era where you missed everything and everyone else is getting it. Like the natives are getting all their benefits and grants, and then all the other ones are getting a boost up. And I've just been in that gutter all the way. So, but that's all right. I get out, party, drink, ride, do what I have to do. Again.
Kay's joined the chat. G'day, Roland. Welcome, mate. Welcome.
Yeah. You ready for the last question?
Okay. What do we got?
Question.
Further plans for the channel this year. What should we keep an eye out for?
Future plans yet? What you keep an eye out for? What's the number one thing on your bucket list?
Okay, so plans for the channel, as I've been working really, really hard to reduce the time of my videos, as they've always been so long. So I'm working really hard to shorten those down. So that's
I think that's an ongoing drama, but I'm sort of trying to do the same, like just instead of sticking a camera on and riding for fucking half an hour. Well, you can still do that, but then you just got to crop the good bits. Like Roger's good at it. So's Rob and all that.
Rob's amazing at it. Like,
Rog, like they go on those rides doing the whole valley and all that, and it's just epic scenery. And then you throw the drone footage in and all that. They're fucking masters.
I don't know how.
It's a real privilege to watch their stuff. They're really good at
it. It's a buzz. But then sometimes it's frustrating to watch and go, "Oh, how did he?"
Definitely,
story in that time.
Especially the drone footage. Like, fuck, why should I even get mine out? Because it's not going to fucking look anything like
that. And you think, how do they do that? Yeah. You'd spend half an hour trying to tell the same story that they're saying in 7 minutes, and that's just But kudos to them.
Yeah, good.
That's why I watch them. That's why I watch them.
That's exactly right. That's why they're doing so well and so good. And I'm still on fucking 390 odd subs. So anyway.
Yep. And then I don't know which because you get the camera out here in Tassie and you go, oh, which bit do I cut out? It's all amazing, and don't want to.
We can only just keep doing what we're doing and enjoy what we're doing. That's the main thing.
That's it. Just continue to keep working on it.
Yeah.
Bucket list. What else am I going to do? So I've got a series. Me and my friends have just got back from a trip around the state, so there'll be a series on that coming after the holiday series.
Yeah.
And the bucket list things. Well, at the moment, my major bucket list thing is to get this Tassie trip organised, which is causing me some grief just at the minute. So that's my bucket list, is to put on hopefully the ride of a lifetime for some people when they come to Tassie in February next year. That's my goal.
Oh, no doubt that'll happen. It's such a good place down there to go ride around. When we were down there that 2 weeks, right, driving around and going, fuck, I wish I had my bike, you know, for sure.
Yeah.
Only toss up the weather, but that's like anywhere. So
look,
you got wet weather gear if I can put it on.
Yeah, chuck it on. And you don't come to Tassie without having good rubber on your bike. I think
exactly. You got to have new
Paul
tires.
Was telling me the other day, basically chopped a set of tyres out, and he was here for 7 days and chopped a set of tyres out down here because the road grit's harder down here because of the conditions. Especially, I think he spent most of the time on the west coast, so he's and he said to me, he said, I chopped a set of tyres out in a week down there, so which you'll do. It's hard. It's hard on the gear. Well, I did the trip the other day and sheared a drive belt off.
Yeah, I've seen that. And they're pretty costly. Well, they used to be $650. What's the damage from now?
I don't know. Haven't got the bill yet. I can't. I can't
I don't want to look at the bill.
I can't push it, mate. So it's got to have a belt. It's what do you do?
Oh, exactly right. That's the maintenance thing. That's what you got to do. Yeah, you got to do it, don't you?
Yeah. Tassie is the hardest place ever on your motorbike, especially on the windy tracks. Yeah,
exactly. Up and down the inclines, like people that haven't been there yet, it's very fucking hilly. Like they don't understand hills. It's very hilly. I love that ride. And it's one of your favourites too, I think, is from Hobart over to Queenstown to Strawn. Yep. That one.
100 beans, 99 beans.
Yeah, 99 beans. Yeah, well, I think there's 150. I missed a few.
Yeah,
but anyway. We only did that a hire car, a little Nissan Pulsar thing. It was the best along the lake there, and then you go into Queenstown. Yeah. And we got to Queenstown, used the servo, filled the car up, and then got to Strawn. And when we got there, it was like there was a roaring 40 that night, and me and Mr. Smitty, we lashed out and said, we'll get a good cabin this time, and like instead of just a camper van type of thing. So we got a decent cabin, but it just felt like we were in a camper van anyway because the wind was blowing that much and blowing the trees and shit around. Felt like you're just in a caravan anyway.
She's a tough hard joint down there, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's the only bit of rain we got. Actually, the holidays were down there. Was on Strawn. Even the next morning, it was still raining and all that. And then we drove from Strawn up to the Stanley, up to the Nugget there. Yep. Then from Nugget into Burnie, where Kirsty's cousin was at Burnie, and we spent the second week there with the cousins and all that because of the birthday and whatnot. But the first week we got there and trekked around.
Yep. On the weekend, it was the first time I've ridden. I've driven a couple of times. The first time I'd actually ridden from Hobart to Queenstown that way. I'd always come from Queenstown to Hobart. So it was nice to go the other way, give it a different perspective, Still as good a ride. Either way,
that's the only way I've been. So I haven't been back the other way, Strawn, Queenstown, and Hobart that way. So I did like from St Mary's to Bichino, and then down the coast. And you know how on the coast, it's the main road sort of goes inland a bit. Then you had a little dirt road that kept going down the coast, and we went down and you go through that little town called Brim. And you go through. That's the top spot there. It's so nice.
Yeah, I can't believe they've never sealed that road because you got to go all the way inland.
Yeah,
and come out at Sorrel, and then that road pops out there near Sorrel. It just amazes me that they've never ever sealed that road.
Yeah, probably to keep everyone off, I guess, because we had a hike over. Fuck it, we'll go that way anyway because we want to stay to the coast. And you go through that little town Brim, and they got the signs out, slow down, kids around, and all that. I reckon that was the best part of the East Coast. We loved that. And then obviously down to Port Arthur, we got out there. And it was an overcast day, and we had to get a new battery for the camera. So we actually zipped into Hobart, stayed in there that night. And the next morning, the day was a lot better for shooting pictures and everything else at Port Arthur. And we went out there for the day to Port Arthur, did our thing, and it worked out for us. It just like that afternoon, it was going to be too cloudy and whatnot, and so we went into Hobart. It sort of did rain a bit that night, a bit windy, and then the next morning it was crystal clear, and drove back out at Port Arthur and did the tours and walked around there, and it was so good. We got Ebony in now. Hey, yeah.
Ebony.
And her poem was sexy Scottish man. Okay.
Oh, I can't believe we come second to that, Ebony.
Oh, okay. They only eat haggis and shit and all that stuff anyway.
I love the road from Orford up to Swansea, Smitty.
Yeah.
And along we've got the coast on your side there, all the way up through there, on and off. So I love that bit of road. It's a narrow gutted little thing, but it's windy. It's got the views.
Is that that bit? Is that bit where we had drove on from? Is that further up from Bichno?
That's from Bichno south. So
you go to Bichno,
yeah,
right on the edge of the beach all the way down. That is a nice spot. Yeah, I hear you. There's a nice strip there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It sort of follows the power lines, and it's on the back side of the sand dunes.
At the dunes, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's nice. That is a good spot.
Yeah,
like from there down to Brim, that's a beautiful part of the coast. And
yeah,
like I said, we left the top right, and we haven't been there yet. That's where all the hot pools and all that sort of shit is. But we've never been there, so we'll get there one day.
Agree, Roger. Agree. And did you go into Coles Bay?
No, we only when like I said, went to St Mary's and then down that side.
Yeah.
Then when we were at Hobart, we went up, like I said, up from there to Queenstown and Strawn. Just did the loop. We didn't even sort of hit the national parks or anything. So
okay.
next time we go down, we'll probably, depending on the freeway, so fucking dear. It's cheaper to drive down by a hire car and do what you got to do.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. You'd love to take your own bike and car and all that there, but it's just so much dearer. It's cheaper to fly in and do something. Next time we might just hire a 4-wheel drive, I think, something like that.
Probably nearly be cheaper to fly over, buy a bike, ride it, sell it, fly home.
Yeah, exactly. Just need the time to do it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think what have we got? We got 5 days for the Moto meetup, and it's really difficult just getting from destination to destination without bloody seeing anything in between. So
yeah, exactly.
I want to put on a bit of a show. It's only going to be a teaser for those that come down. I need to come back.
Oh, definitely.
To see everything else. So I'm just trying to show them the best bits that I can show them in the time that we've got.
That's it. That's like no, exactly right. Like we were there for that 1 week the first time, and we took our time, and like I said, we only trekked around that certain road, and we know there's so much more Tassie to see. So, we just haven't been down there. So I'll definitely now, like with you and Eb, and then we'll know governors down there and all that, and a few more Tassie people down there to go and visit. And the cousins, it's going to be more enjoyable next time when we go down. We'll have people to see and places to go. And before it was we just parked it, drove out the airport, and it was like left or right. That's how our Tassie trip was planned. And we went right to Launceston, and then from there we made our way down south and then looped around that way.
Nice. Yeah. Yes. Always makes me laugh when mainlanders, as we call them down here, come to Tassie, and they think they're going to see it in a long weekend. It makes me laugh. That just makes me laugh.
They think, oh, you'll see it in 1 weekend, because they hear, like, you can do Tassie in 8 hours all the way around. I said, yeah, that's fucking driving flat out and not stopping.
Yeah, you won't see shit.
They don't realise Tassie's pretty fucking big. Even though it doesn't look big, but it's still pretty fucking big.
Well, it's not big, but the roads are that bloody windy that it takes you forever to get anywhere.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, it's still, it's still a few Ks between drinks, you know. Like,
Oh yeah. And
For
a lot of it's very isolated. I think they'll get a shock at how such a small place can be so isolated.
Yeah,
in
exactly
and around.
right.
And those that have done it, Roger and Matt, say the isolation once you get down the west coast there, it's just I think that's the attraction of it too.
Oh, exactly. That
Sure.
East Coast there and whatnot, it's so nice.
Yeah.
The West Coast, you just got to hang on so you don't get fucking blown off.
Well, we were down there on the weekend and it was absolutely beautiful. It was hard.
Yeah, exactly right.
It was absolutely amazing. And then the day before, we got smashed in a rainstorm. So, you know, it's just
awesome. All right, that was it, mate. Anyone else got any questions for Big Bert? We'll throw
smashes up. Let's go.
Yeah, we've done the 13 and had a good chin week. I'm on a charity ride where we'll be aiming to lap Tazzie.
That's in 2 days. All right, Ebony, you better let me know about that. I'd be interested in being involved in that with you, mate.
Yeah, like it.
They used to have a ride here with the group that I rode with. It was called Craig's Ride, and they used to ride round in a day. So they'd leave Launceston at 5 o'clock in the morning. See you, Nico. Thank you.
It's going to have a glass of wine. No. Oh, I know what you guys are organising. Hey, see you, Roger.
Oh, he's not going to ever live that down, is he? Good job, too.
See you, Rochelle. Have a good one. Later. A glass of wine. That's not even half a glass. That's a full one.
That's a full glass.
Yeah. Not half empty, half full.
Look out. Roger's come back. I'm out of action. Good
Sorry.
on you. You're all talk, Roger. You're all talk, mate. Thanks, RK.
Yeah, thanks for
appreciate you coming in any time through the process, mate.
Exactly. No more questions? Anyone got any questions for Bert?
Yeah, be kind.
Yeah. shoot us a question. We'll knock her off at 10. We've got 15 minutes to kill, so we'll knock her at 10. So, any other questions?
Any interest in the NRL? Well, not to you, Roger, because I'm full of the storm. Probably because mostly involved in the touch footy, and the kids. It's a swing off of the rugby, so I quite enjoy watching it. I still don't understand it all, but I quite enjoy. And I love the state of origin. I think that's great. I think it's such a good concept. They really, really banged that out of the park, and the Queenslanders and the New South Wales people going hammer and tong. You're unsubscribing. Sorry to lose you, mate.
Video's coming.
If that question's for me, man. Am I coming to the content creator? No, I can't make it this year, mate. I've just got too much on and too much going on. So I'm going to have to give this year a miss.
It's still unsubscribing.
Better than Cranella. Okay. Oh, I know where that's gone. That's straight at you, Smitty.
I'm going to the meetup this year. Yeah, for sure. I'm sort of fucking organising it. So I'd like to know who most of the people are we going up. Is going to go up New England or Thunderbolts? Or are you going to go Oxley Highway? Because I got two options of going how to get there. Shoot over to Stroud and ride up Thunderbolts, or wait for people to roll up the Taree and shoot up Oxley Highway.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great, Ebony.
Bit like the seagulls, Roger?
I'll definitely be there in spirit. Trust me.
Yeah.
If I could get there, I'd be there.
I'm booked in. Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, there you go.
Thunderbolts, I'll go. Thunderbolts and come home. Oxley. Oh.
F.O. Smitty. Ooh.
Yeah. That'd be the Seagulls comment. If it's dry, Oxley. Well, that sucks because one's going Thunderbolts, the other one's going Oxley.
If it's dry.
If it's dry. I'll
Surely
just
you
tag
guys
along and
can't
go
get
with the mandatory.
any
Majority.
more rain up there.
Yeah.
Goodness sake. Oh, good old Matt, he doesn't care. He's just going. We'll go wherever they're going. Oxy's for sports.
Well, Mrs.
bikes.
Smitty's coming, so she'll be taking the car and I'll be riding. So we've got the place booked. So
Got it
that's good.
sorted.
Oxy's for sports bikes. Yes, true. That's cool. That's like when Yo-Yo had her YouTube channel, like at Akaroa in New Zealand. It's like fucking you're in a double-decker bus doing the trek to the top of the hill to the Hillview pub or something like that up there. And the old English bus is going up and down there, and all the sports bikes are just racing around the corners. And with the cruise, when you stop in Akaroa, there's coffee shops and all that. And there's all these Ducatis and Aprilias and Hondas and Yamis and all that just parked around this coffee shop. And Yo-Yo used to call it like the Akaroa GP because they just fucking race up and down there. It's real twisty, and it's like the Oxley Highway. And it is like that there too, because when we come back towing the camper New Year's Eve weekend, there were two bikes just going up and down there back and forth, and it was screaming past me, probably in first gear, probably second gear. And he come around the corner, and it was like Wayne Gardner. The back wheel was out of line. He was drifting around the corner and just hooking in.
House line.
Yeah. Just fucking flying around the corner, and that's what they do. At Oxley Highway, they just go up and down, and they're both highways. Yeah. Thunderbolts goes through Stroud, Gloucester, and up to Walker that way, and Oxley Highway, you sort of go up to Port Macquarie and cut across from Port Macquarie to Walker. Yeah. Thunderbolts Way, yeah, that's it. Thunderbolts Way is like Rog says in one of his videos, named after the old polite bushranger. He ran the Thunderbolts Highway all the way up to Armadale and down to Mudgee, and hooked up with a native Australian.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Well, we'll be expecting some videos on that for those that don't know.
Yeah. Boozer. Oh, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, well, with having a chat between me and Smitty, and I can understand that you'd be thinking we were talking about booze, but no, not this time. Not this time, Ebony.
It's midweek, yeah. If it was on the weekend, it'd be a bit fucking different. There is one more day to go, isn't there? Friday.
Yeah, Friday tomorrow.
Oh, well, that's the way. What we got there?
Gee whiz, I'm getting let off light tonight, Smitty.
They are two good roads to ride. They're both twisty. The Thunderbolts Way.
I'll have to have a check it out.
Thunderbolts Way is a bit more stretchy. You can stretch your legs a bit more on Thunderbolts. It's a very steep hill. Big lookout at the top of the hill. I love Roger's drone footage there, actually, at the lookout on top of Thunderbolts Way. I like the one where he's pointing at themselves and he raises the drone up and he actually looks at the mountain range behind the mountain and looks north instead of looking at over the lookout. I really enjoyed watching that with his drone footage on his Thunderbolts Way ride.
Okay.
If he's still there. Good job, Rog. Yeah. We've got 10 in here now. Fuck, we're getting more. We're getting more in here now than we're shutting.
Favourite holiday destination? Australian holiday destination. Oh, mate, I'm a simple bloke. Given the opportunity, mate, Anson's Bay all day, every day.
Yeah.
Where was my invite to Roost Adventure? Oh no, Ebony, I couldn't take you to that. That'd be too cruel. That's a crew. We've been doing that ride once a year now for a long time, and we don't have any outsiders in, and we just if we're going to do that, we'll have to do it on our own, mate. So yeah, there's no invites for that. There's a locked-in crew, and we do it every year.
That's right. You can plan that and do it one weekend. Lock her in together.
Yes, because we can. I need to do a camping video too before summer's over, Ebony, so I'll need some advice on that, and you're more than welcome to join me. What have we got? Favourite overseas destination?
Oh.
Well, I've only been out of the country once, and I went to, can you believe it, to Bali for 2 weeks, and spent most of my time in bars all around Bali and in the mountains. We did go, some interesting stories. We did go parasailing from the beach, and when they brought me back into my parachute, because my legs are so long, I actually run across the top of the surf club. It was either that or get my legs ripped off.
Yeah.
And then we went deep up into the mountains, and we went whitewater rafting, and that was just nuts because one of the partners got tipped out, and by the time we got her back in the canoe, she was black and blue. She just got smashed to pieces. We can't believe how stupid.
You spent all your life overseas in Tazzie.
Yeah, good on ya.
That's right.
Living the dream overseas, mate. Yeah. Living the dream.
We went on a few cruises. We went to the Pacific Isles. Vanuatu is good. We did Flying Fox up in the jungle at Vanuatu. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I was more frightened with the fucking bus and taxi trip to the fucking jungle than actually going on the Flying Fox. They're going the back streets in this little van doing 60 Ks like the rally drivers through the scrub, but they're driving through the fucking little town. And past these intersections, like the van's just fucking like a little Mazda high ace van, and we fucking get there and get out of that and jump into a troopy because it's a full drive track then to get it because steep to get up the hill to get you to the Flying Fox, and then you did the Flying Fox, the zip line, and then it was good. It was awesome. It was so good. The treetops, and then back to the ship again because they were around the peninsula. They had to go around the bay back to the ship, but. The trip A was more scary than the Flying Fox. It's like they knew they were going there speaking their language. It's just like, fuck me, is he gonna get slow down with this corner and shit? Yeah. And the van was packed, so yeah, you just didn't know what was going on.
And they have the music doofing.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Mystery Island's nice. That's nice. That was all good. Fiji. We didn't get to Fiji. We went to Lofu. And this Fiji was, it wasn't in that one. And obviously New Zealand, been there a couple of times.
Yep. Well, I don't need to travel because I live in paradise, mate. So, there's no need to go.
All right. 5-2. I think we might call it, guys.
Yeah. Unless there's any more questions.
Yeah. No more. Sweet ass. Well, thanks, Big Bert. Thanks for doing this. I'm glad I got you on again.
Thanks for having me, mate. Thanks for the invitation. Appreciate it.
No, not a problem. And
always good fun.
Yeah, I appreciate you helping me at the start to get it all kicking off, and we've been going good since then. And it was great to meet you at East Lynn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Short and sweet, but that's why we've got these meetups for, so we can get to as many as we can, and that's the whole thing of it.
Yeah, for sure. Some friendships made that weekend, mate. That's for sure. As there will be
exactly.
in the Tassie one.
It's like even when you ride up in the car, Stace got out and goes, Smitty, and they just ran over like the cuddle and hugging and whatnot, and then shook your hand and meet and greeting everyone else, and it was good.
It's
like
really weird. Really
good
weird.
Bunch of friends. Like, you know each other, but it's the first time you've seen each other.
You actually met each other. Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot of anxiety and stuff going on, and that was really quite bizarre. Yeah. Here's all these people you've been watching for a couple of years, and then you're there with them, and it's blew me away.
And I can't wait for this year at Walker at the Caravan Park, and the ones that are going there for the first time to meet them up again, and the ones that we have to even meet them a second time. Yeah.
Well, they'll only get better and better as the group evolves and the friendships are formed, and then the new people will come in, and and it'll be just get better and better, which would be great. So
that's
absolutely.
it.
Devastated I can't make it.
Yeah, this one's looking real good, Luke, and all that. He's pretty keen to put a band on and all that. And he says most of the locals coming to it. So he says, when we put a deal on, all the locals just rock up with their chairs and sit around and watch the band. So it sounding like it's going to be a big deal. So, no, it's good. I think with this one, I like about this one, whereas East Lynn, Grey Gum was good because everyone sort of camped. The ones that camped and the ones that took off and couldn't stay. East Lynn, most of us all stayed in town at Bateman's Bay, and there's like 4 or 5 of us that camped out the back. Whereas this one, actually, it's at a caravan park, so everyone's there, and everyone's going to be there and listening to the band and having a fire and drinking and all at the same one venue, and everyone's going to be together. So there's no need to drive once you've been drinking, and I think I can see this is going to be it's going to be bigger and better.
That's going to be like the Tassie one. We'll all be together.
Yeah,
but we'll be at a different venue each night, and the ride will be. And
they're trekking around and looking at the venue and looking at the country and scenery. Exactly right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm hoping I still be able to make it. So I just honestly I don't really know till the last minute type of thing. But see what happens. Even if you fly down a fucking horror car.
You'll always be welcome, mate. You'll always be welcome.
Exactly.
Thanks,
could be on the cards. Cool. Hey everyone. Cheers.
All right.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks again. Thanks everybody for dropping by.
Awesome. Hope you enjoyed.
See you all soon.
Catch you later.
Cheers.